everyone, I'm Sheena and this is Digit and welcome to the things we bought from. Now yesterday we had a very fun time at Pet Expo 2017. Digit has an Instagram account. It's at @dailydigitdose. So follow us for, well, her cute pictures. I'm rarely on there. I'm just not cute enough. I think I bring down her likes when I'm actually in the shot. Oh well. And I just want to talk about a little bit of the things that we bought and help you to decide whether you want to go for it or not. Now, if you're a pet lover, you're a pet owner, there are a lot of very good promotions going on at Pet Expo. By the way, I'm not being paid to make this video. In fact, I paid a lot at Pet Expo. I spent like a ridiculous amount of money. My wallet doesn't have a hole, okay? The whole thing is just vaporized. It's gone. Let's talk about what we bought, shall we? Okay, so basically this year I went to two booths, essentially. The Silver Sky booth and the Holistic Life booth. We first hit up the Holistic Life booth, which was, as usual, insane. They have a lot of people in their booth, a lot of dogs in their booth, and it's just sheer utter madness. There's so many people, it's impossible to move around. Essentially, you have to like and kind of try to get around and get to see things. Okay, so what I bought from there was this bag that Digit has decided to get inside of. I didn't put her there, okay? She just literally walked in there by herself. And clearly she's quite comfortable because she's just decided to sit down, take a small snooze. And this is from Z-Dog. And this year's promo that they have at Holistic Life is from the same brand, because they've got quite a lot of brands under them. From the same brand, if you buy 2 items, the second item is 50% off. If you buy 3 items, the third item is just $1. So it doesn't matter what kind of items you buy from them, so you do have to think a little bit about how you want to strategize this, okay? Because for example, this bag is, don't tell my husband, but it's $159, so that's quite pricey. I also bought the entire set, which was the harness, the leash, and this is what they call it, the collar. So the harness I think was $29, the leash I think was also $29, and the collar was $12.90. What's the collar? I think that's about the price. So if I had only bought 3 items, for example, I am going to lose out on quite a lot, because this will be $1, like, ooh, such savings. You know what I mean? But if I bought it like this, then, you know, at least it makes a little bit more sense, sort of. So what I did, and what I always do, which is, you know, a good strategy to have for any Pet Expo or any sort of, you know, major event where there's a lot of bulk purchases and whatnot, go with friends. So all of us went to Pet Expo together, and it was a good thing, because what happens is the queues are so long. You know, after you finish shopping and you're like, yay, I've got all these things, and then you look at the queue for paying and you're like, I think I'm gonna put everything back now. Because it's just insane. So what we did is we usually grab one of the husbands who's not doing anything and then park them in line for the cashier queue, and then we go and shop. So after we shop and we're done, we can go and do the payment. So it's a lot more efficient that way, and it allows you to cover more ground. Now that's from the Holistic Life booth. I'm very happy with my very matching purchases. And then we talk about the Silver Sky, I think it's Silver Sky Pets booth. Now, I had a lot of fun over there, and I actually forgot to bring some other items that I bought from them as well. Oh, in fact, I forgot to bring some items that I bought from there as well. Okay, so this is from the Silver Sky Pets booth, and the majority of the things I bought are these Stella and Chewy's dinner patties. Now, this is Digit's main food. So it's better for what? Huh? So this is Digit's main food. She eats about 2.5 of these patties a day. Were going at a very good price as well. The chicken had buy 1 for a reduced price, buy 3 for even more reduced price, and buy 6 for extremely reduced price. I can't remember what the price is. I'm so sorry. I'm like the worst advertiser ever. But anyway, I bought 3 of the packs. We've already opened one because she literally ran out of food just at the day of Pet Expo itself, so it was perfect timing. So they have this other type, which is the pheasant and the venison. These 2 particular proteins go for a bit more, a higher price because I guess, you know, they're more expensive to produce. So usual price for these, a 15-ounce pack is $59.90 if I'm not wrong. So at the promo prices, there was like 6 packs. Each pack worked out to be about $49-ish, I think. So you save about $10 per pack if you buy 6 packs at a go. Now, if you notice, I only have 2 packs, and that's because I shared with a friend. Friends, they're awesome. So what happened was Carrie bought 6, and I took 2 off her hands. So she has 4 packs now. And that's really quite awesome because you get to try more things, because these are at a different price from this. So the chicken, lamb, and duck are slightly cheaper. So, you know, the promo is different for them. So you can't really mix and match. So because I went with my friends, I was able to mix and match. So it gives you more options. Now, what else did I buy? I also bought these, the veal free-range naturals. Now these are pretty good because of a couple of reasons. Number one is they are 1-ingredient treats. So what you see, what they claim to be is what it is. 100% calf tails, for example, and this one is 100% venison tendons. So all you get is just plain venison tendons, and that's it. There's no added ingredients, there's no preservatives, there's nothing. It's just dried so that, you know, it's able to be preserved and it's not like wet and squishy. And these are really good for like cleaning your teeth and getting them some extra protein through the day and that sort of thing, and to keep your mind off things, because sometimes dogs get bored. Now, what I really like about the new packaging for Zeal is the fact that there's a little tab in the back that looks like a bone. I don't know if you can see. So if you pull that and you pull it across, it'll actually reveal a ziplock over here at the back. And when you open it, you can take however many treats you want out, and after that you can seal it back. And I like to pop all of her treats in the fridge so that they don't spoil, because Singapore's weather is quite humid, so there's a tendency if you leave it out and open, even if it's sealed, that it might start to get moldy after a while. I don't think it will, but I always keep my treats, or rather her treats, in the fridge just in case. Okay, and that's from the Silver Sky booth. I also bought a bunch of wash bar items, and I was very happy because there was a gentleman from Wash Bar was there, and he took his own time, or rather he took time to explain to me the benefits of the wash bar items and what they did and how they can help her. So my girl is a rather yeast prone dog. She has a tendency to get itching and scratching and all over, so I bought the wash bar shampoo for her to try. I bought the anti-itch spray, and I also bought the paw balm. And the reason why I bought the paw balm was because he said one very important word: it's antifungal, and that's awesome because paws are usually quite fungally and you can smell like, you know, this sort of cheesy smell from it. So that's why I bought it. Now, the thing is, there's only one day left of Pet Expo, tomorrow, Sunday, and you might be thinking, why you make this video so late? Then now I want to go, also cannot go because I'm watching this on Monday. How? Well, don't worry, Pet Expo comes around every year, so what I can tell you is, let me give you some strategies on how to survive Pet Expo. Okay, rule number 1, bring a friend. Never go into Pet Expo alone, okay? If you go in there alone, you will get eaten alive. So bring a friend, bring a relative, bring somebody, alright? And this person will be your backup, or your line, or your queue stander. Now, the reason why you want to bring a friend is this. Number 1, the promos are very often things like buy 2 get 1 free, buy 5 get 3 free, ha! So you know, you save a lot the more you buy. And if it's something that your dog eats a lot of, then you might as well whack, right? Now, when you bring a friend, sometimes your dog might eat a lot, but not that much. So if you can't finish 8 packs, never mind, you split. So you 4 each, and you both still save money. So that's pretty good. Number 2, as I mentioned earlier, standing in queue. The queues in Pet Expo are insane, alright? Especially the big name booths like B2K, Holistic Life, Silver Sky Pets. Oh my god, guys, you guys, I love you guys to bits because your products are awesome, but my god, the queue is insane. So the only way we manage to strategize and survive it is to have somebody stand in line, somebody go shop, and then after that you swap places. And then after that, by the time you all both meet up, you may be nearing the head of the queue. You will not be at the head of the queue yet, don't worry. Unless your friend is very indecisive, in which case, yeah, go with decisive friends. Okay, number 2 is this. Decide what you want out of Pet Expo. This is very important. Some people like the goodie bags. Some people like the free samples and stuff like that. If you want goodie bags and free samples, go early. Yeah, I know. Go early. I overheard the B2K, one of the B2K staff members talking to his friend, or maybe also customers, I don't know, last year. They had prepared 200 goodie bags. Within the first 15 to 20 minutes of the show, all of them had been given out. All of them. 200 goodie bags, just like that. So if you're intending to sleep in, take your time, go there, you don't need to think already, no more goodie bags already. And I'm not talking about them not preparing enough. I mean, they're starting to up the numbers, we're talking about 400 goodie bags in a day, that sort of thing. It doesn't matter. The fact is that there are just so many people, and they're so willing to spend, and they're so willing to stand in line, that, all those goodie bags just go like that. So if you really want them, go early on the first day, or actually go early on any of the days, because they're spreading it out, so every day you get some. Go early and get it. Did I mention go early? Yeah, go early. Now, if you're not into goodie bags and that sort of thing, personally I'm not. Not because I don't like free things, but because I find that a lot of times the goodie bags contain items that she can't take anyway. So it's quite a waste. So I'd rather somebody who would actually use them get the bags instead. So she's on a fixed diet, Stella and Chewy's. And that took a lot of experimentation, by the way. She tried 3 other freeze-dried raw food brands, and then just things didn't work out. But Stella and Chewy, she thrives on it, so I'm sticking to it, and I'm not changing her diet unless, she suddenly decides not to eat them anymore. Which she has done before to another brand, so I feel very bad. So, the important thing is, for me, I really wanted to get this bag, which was a new launch at Pet Expo at the Holistic Life booth, and I knew that I wanted to get it. So I wanted to go on the first day, because I think by end of the first day, it would have sold out already, even though it's quite pricey at $159. But yeah, I knew I wanted to get it, so I had to go on the first day. If you don't have an item in particular that you're looking for, and you want it very badly, then it's okay to go on any of the days, seriously. A lot of the items are still there being sold, but certain items like at the Holistic Life booth, some of the Z-Dog and some of the Faziat items get sold out pretty quickly. So if you don't go early, you might not be able to get a design that you like in the size that you want, if that makes sense. However, if you're not really particular, if you're just looking for things like food and treats and whatnot, then go anytime. In fact, go later in the day. It may be less crowded then, maybe easier to get parking, so there's that. Now, if you are a bargain hunter, go on the last day nearing the end of the show, because that's when all the bargains kick in. It's kind of like a bakery or a sushi place at night, they start to give all the leilongs and whatnot. You get a lot of free samples, you get even better discounts, and the thing is, you have to deal with the fact that you might not be able to get all the full range, you might only be able to get some, but that's it. It's very good for bargain hunting if you're into that sort of thing. Now, should you bring your dog or not? Okay, it's tricky, because as a dog owner myself, I understand the feeling of wanting to bring your dog to Pet Expo, because there's so many other dogs there, and it's really sweet when they meet each other and they sniff and stuff like that, and it's really fun. That said, it's very stressful for you and for your dog, so it depends. Digit is quite chill. She likes meeting new dogs. She loves meeting new dogs. So, for her, Pet Expo is a fun experience. But for some dogs, they might be very scared, because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of dogs, it's a strange environment, they have no idea what's going on. So please know what your dog is like personality-wise, and then decide from there whether it would be a good idea to bring them or not. Okay? So if you do bring your dog, a part of your mind is always going to be, is my dog okay? Does she need a drink? Does she need to pee? Does she need to poo? Whatever, right? So because of that, you might be a little bit distracted. You might not be able to focus as much on what you need to do, which is buy stuff. So you need to decide how important that is for you. If you bring your husband or your boyfriend or your family member or your friend, it's helpful because they can keep an eye on your dog and you can go and do the shopping, or vice versa. And so that would help quite a lot in terms of your stress levels going down. If you don't bring your dog, I tell you, it'll be a lot easier, because for one thing, when you navigate the aisles and the booths, right, you won't have to worry about them getting tangled with another dog, or getting stepped on, getting kicked, or anything like that, right? So the thing is, there's so many people and dogs in the place that you can't help but accidentally make contact sometimes. I didn't kick anybody's dogs, but I did like brush against them with my leg, if that makes sense. Yeah, so when you're walking in Pet Expo, please be careful. Kind of do a slight sweeping motion with your leg, like don't step too high, you know, just kind of sweep your shins out. So in case there is a dog there, you just bump them with your shin rather than stepping on them, which is quite bad. Now, if you do decide to bring your dog, see if you can get a pram. I personally own a dog pram. Judge me all you want, I don't care. Okay, I bought it for $68 off Star Pets Hub, which is, I think they have a Facebook page, Star Pets Hub. And yeah, it comes in so useful, because what I do is I park her and one of my friend's smaller dogs inside the pram, so we know for sure that they'll be safe, they won't get kicked or anything. And then when we buy stuff, we just hook it on the pram or put it underneath where the compartment is, and we just move on. And then if we have drinks, we put it in the drinks holder. Life is simple, life is good. Plus, usually, because we also bring our husbands with us, we'll park them with the prams and the dogs on one side. Oh, and one more thing, very important. Bring cash or nets, because most of the booths do not accept credit card. I know it's ridiculous, right? But such is life. Alright, so just to recap, my top tip for surviving Pet Expo is this. Number 1, buy tickets early so you get a slight discount on that. Number 2, bring a friend, because they will help you in many ways, like sharing the loot or queuing and things like that. Number 3, if you bring your dog, try to bring a pram if you have a pram. If you don't, borrow one or something like that, or leave your dog at home. Those are also valid options. This will help to keep your dog safe and give you a place to store your things. Number 4, cash or nets only. Most of the payment terms are cash or nets only, so don't go in there thinking that you can pay everything on credit card, because they will not have credit card terminals there at all, at least for most of the booths. Number 5, check the expiry dates. Okay, so the expiry dates for the treats and the food, check them out, make sure that you're not buying too much. They will usually be quite a way in the future, but the last thing you want is to come home with like 10 bags of food and then realize that 5 of them are not going to be able to be finished before expiry date, which kind of sucks. Okay, so that's it from me and Digit, and we'll see you next time, hopefully next year at Pet Expo.